Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying close attention to the NFL landscape lately, you know that the NFC South is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing divisions heading into the upcoming season. And honestly, for Falcons fans, there's a lot of reasons to be optimistic and excited about the direction this team is heading. But as always in the NFL, things are never just straightforward. There's drama, surprises, and strategic moves that could redefine how this division is fought out. And today, we're going to focus on one of the most unexpected but potentially game-changing developments: Carolina Panthers' surprising move to release veteran pass rusher Jadeveon Clowney. Now, this isn't just a minor roster shakeup. It could be a golden opportunity for the Falcons, especially when it comes to strengthening their pass rush and filling some much-needed gaps on defense. Let's rewind a little and set the scene. The Atlanta Falcons, in recent seasons, have been trying to reimagine their defense, especially the pass rush. If we look back to the offseason, it's clear that this was a central focus. The team has made strategic moves, bringing in veteran talent, drafting young pass rushers, and trying to build a sustainable, aggressive front seven that can pressure quarterbacks consistently. The most noteworthy move was the signing of Leonard Floyd, a seasoned pass rusher with a knack for creating pressure and making plays behind the line of scrimmage. Floyd's arrival was seen as a major boost, a guy who could bring veteran leadership and productivity to a position that's been somewhat inconsistent in Atlanta in recent years. But the Falcons didn't stop there. They went for a bold draft strategy, adding 2 first-round pass rushers, Jalon Walker and James Pierce Jr., in what many analysts called a go-big-or-go-home approach to bolstering their front. Now, rookies are always a bit of a gamble, especially on the pass rush, where experience and instinct play such a huge role. Walker and Pierce have a lot of potential, but it's fair to wonder how much they can contribute right away. Rookie pass rushers often need time to develop, and their impact in the first year can vary widely. So, having depth at that position, especially with proven veterans, is crucial for the Falcons' success in 2024. This is where the story gets even more interesting. The recent release of Jadeveon Clowney by the Carolina Panthers opens up a door that Atlanta could walk right through. Clowney, a name that's been synonymous with explosive plays and disruptive presence on the line for years, is now suddenly available. And for the Falcons, this isn't just about signing a veteran. It's about potentially making a strategic move that could pay huge dividends. Clowney's last season with Carolina saw him record 5 sacks, despite the team's overall struggles on defense. That number might not jump off the page, but it's important to remember that Clowney was playing in a dysfunctional defense, where schemes and team chemistry often hinder individual performance. Prior to his stint in Carolina, Clowney was with the Baltimore Ravens, where he truly showcased his talent with 5 sacks in a season. Playing alongside a talented Ravens defense, he had the opportunity to shine and make a real impact. So the question is, could he still reach those heights with the right fit? And more importantly, could the Falcons be that fit? For Atlanta, bringing Clowney into the fold would mean not just adding a player, but adding a piece that could significantly enhance their pass rush, especially from a veteran perspective, which is vital for a team with young, unproven players like Braylon Trice and Arnold Ebiketie. Now, it's worth emphasizing that both Trice and Ebiketie are still relatively untested in the NFL. They're talented, no doubt, but the NFL is a different beast. Speed, experience, and scheme familiarity all matter. Having a veteran like Clowney could serve as a safety net, a guy who can step in as a reliable rotational piece or even push for a starting role if he proves his worth. And if he can recapture some of his past form, the Falcons could have a real steal here. It's about building depth, but also about adding a potential game-changer who can elevate the entire defensive line. Think about the role Clowney could play. Even if he's not a full-time starter, His presence in the rotation would allow the Falcons to keep their pass rush fresh and aggressive throughout games, which is essential in today's NFL, where offensive lines are increasingly sophisticated. Having a rotation that includes Floyd, Clowney, and the young guns provides a perfect blend of experience and youth, giving Atlanta an edge against some of the division's best quarterbacks. And let's not forget, division rivals like the Saints and Panthers already have strong defensive fronts. The Falcons, by adding Clowney, could tilt the balance in their favor, making their defense more formidable and unpredictable. Of course, signing Clowney is not just about filling a roster spot. It's about signaling to the division and the league that the Falcons are serious about contending. Building a strong pass rush has always been a hallmark of great defenses, and with Clowney's ability to disrupt and create turnovers, Atlanta's defense could be on the verge of a major turnaround. Plus, his experience in high-pressure situations, including playoff runs, adds a layer of leadership and calmness that young players desperately need. Now, some might wonder, is Clowney still at his peak? Well, he's definitely not the same player he was at his prime, but he's still a disruptive force when motivated. His knack for timing and winning battles in the trenches can't be understated. The key will be how he fits into the Falcons' scheme and how motivated he is to show that he still has plenty of football left in him. If he's motivated and healthy, he could be a major contributor. And for Atlanta, the cost would likely be a bargain, especially considering the value of adding a proven pass rusher in the NFC South. What makes this move even more appealing for Atlanta is the division context. The NFC South has seen a lot of changes. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are retooling, the New Orleans Saints are trying to find their rhythm again, and Carolina's rebuilding efforts are ongoing. Adding a veteran pass rusher like Clowney could give the Falcons a crucial edge, especially when facing division rivals with potent passing games. You want to pressure the quarterback and get after him early and often, and Clowney's skill set fits perfectly into that game plan. And let's talk about the bigger picture. The Falcons' offseason has been about building a defense that can compete at the highest level. They want to be aggressive, versatile, and disruptive. Adding Clowney could be the final piece that solidifies their pass rush and makes their defense a real strength. It's about setting a tone and creating a culture of relentless pursuit of the quarterback. The Falcons' front office has shown they're willing to take calculated risks, and bringing in a player like Clowney would be a testament to that strategy. Moreover, this move aligns with Atlanta's long-term vision. They're investing in young talent, developing their secondary, and now, finally, shoring up their pass rush with proven veterans. The combination of Floyd, Clowney, and the young rookies could form a formidable front seven that's capable of causing chaos on every down. And of course, it's not just about this season. It's about establishing a foundation for future success, creating a defense that can carry the team through tough games and playoff battles. So, what's next? Well, if Clowney becomes available and the Falcons decide to pursue him, it could be a move that defines their offseason. It's a low-risk, high-reward decision that could pay dividends in terms of sacks, turnovers, and overall defensive dominance. It's also a move that could shake up the division, forcing rivals to rethink their offensive game plans and preparing the Falcons to be even more aggressive on defense. With a revamped pass rush, the Falcons could transform into one of the most feared defenses in the NFC, and that's exactly what they need if they want to make a serious push toward the playoffs and, ultimately, another Super Bowl appearance. In the end, it all comes down to execution health and a bit of that Falcons' grit and determination. But one thing is for sure, if the Falcons can land Clowney, it would be a bold statement and a major step forward in their rebuilding process. This is a team that's hungry, that's ambitious, and that's ready to surprise everyone this season. They have the talent, they have the coaching, and now they might just have the perfect veteran presence to put them over the edge. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the Falcons coaching staff has been emphasizing the importance of versatility and depth on defense. Head coach Arthur Smith and defensive coordinator Dean Pease are known for their innovative schemes and aggressive mindset, and adding a veteran like Clowney would perfectly complement their philosophy. It's about creating a defense that can adapt to different offensive schemes, whether it's playing man coverage, zone, or blitzing unpredictably. Clowney's experience in various systems and his ability to line up across from offensive tackles could be exactly what Atlanta needs to elevate their game. And let's not forget the locker room presence. Veteran players like Clowney bring leadership and a winning mentality that can influence the younger guys. In a league where culture and mindset are everything, having someone who's been through the battles and knows what it takes to succeed can be invaluable. He's a player who understands the grind, the preparation, and the mental toughness required to excel at the NFL level. That kind of influence can ripple through the entire defense, making everyone better. At the same time, the Falcons are smart about their cap space and roster flexibility. Signing Clowney wouldn't necessarily mean breaking the bank. This is about finding the right fit, the right price, and the right motivation. If they can bring him in on a reasonable deal, it could be one of the most underrated moves of their offseason. Plus, with other free agents and draft picks, Atlanta is stacking talent in a systematic way. The goal is to build a defense that's not just talented, but also cohesive and relentless. Now, for fans, this is an exciting time. The Falcons are no longer just a team with potential, they're actively making moves to become a serious contender. The NFC South is wide open, and with the right additions, Atlanta can position themselves as the division's top dog. The fans have waited patiently, and it looks like their patience might pay off with some bold, strategic signings that push this team to the next level. So, as we keep an eye on Clowney's situation and potential landing spots, one thing is clear: Atlanta Falcons fans should be optimistic. This team is showing signs of aggressive rebuilding, and the addition of a veteran pass rusher like Clowney could be that final piece that puts them over the top. The defense is shaping up to be a force to be reckoned with, and if everything clicks, the Falcons could surprise a lot of people this season. The NFC South might just get a whole lot more competitive, and Atlanta could be leading the charge, setting the tone for what's to come. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Atlanta Falcons. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for our team. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay passionate, stay loud, and keep loving the Falcons.